pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you everyone for being here this afternoon. And Commissioner Hammer is on the horn. You can hear us okay, Commissioner Hammer?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yep.
Sound good. We will jump into personal appearances first. Any personal appearances? Any personal appearances? All right, if not, let's go to the meeting minutes. Looking for approval of February 18th for our park board meeting. Motion and a second. Any discussion? Discussion. All in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. The bills for this month, $1,150,567.40. A motion and a second. Any questions on the bills or discussion? Any questions or discussion? Callan, you can call the roll.
Hammer.
Yes.
Kirkhammer.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Olson.
Yes. Salaries for $342,435.98.
Approve.
A second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Any discussion or questions on the salaries? Discussion?
Hammer.
Yes.
Kirkhammer.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Olson.
Yes. All right, Callan, do you have anything that you want to point out or talk about here in your financial report?
Yeah, I'll just add that I'm just working on getting the year end closed. I probably should have the entries portion of it finished here in next week or so, and then move on to getting the financial report ready for the auditors to review. And then I just let you guys know I closed our Great River account we had. We had $20,000 savings account, just having the online access and a couple of different other things. So I closed that and moved it over to our main account. But that is all I have, and answer any questions.
Any questions of Callan? All right, thanks, Callan. Let's go to department reports, and we'll start with Jared.
All right, Park Board President, Commissioners, I don't have anything to add to my submitted report. I am asking for action on one capital improvement item. We did open bids last Thursday for maintenance 22K GVW chassis and cab vehicle. We had one submission for the cab and chassis and one submission for the specialty box. The combined total was $85,741.70. Wesley Motors and American Truck and Trailer met or exceeded specifications. So I'm asking for approval to make that purchase for $85,741.70.
All right, motion and a second. Questions? You said 90,000 was what we were shooting for, right? It looks like so.
Budgeted $90,000, so a little
less.
bit under budget.
Awesome. Any discussion? Callan, you can call the roll on that.
Hammer.
Yes.
Kirkhammer.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
That answer any other questions at this time?
Thanks, Jared.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Golf course, Steve. Make details for this weekend.
County, we sat down last week and we're going to have a volunteer day at the golf course, clean up the golf course after the winter. And so far we have a commitment from Minot High, Minot North, DLB, waiting for a response from our Redeemers in South Prairie. So she'll have a bunch of rakes and stuff out there and clean up all the winter garbage, which is great. On my white, I might add one tournament on the tournament list I had. Is that Minot High girls hockey? They might have a date in August, but I'm waiting to hear back from her. I'm pretty sure they're going to try and have a tournament to raise money for girls hockey. And for watching the weather every day, it's kind of been kind of a roller coaster. So as soon as Canada gets the green light, we can probably get the driving range open sooner than the golf course. But right now, we aren't gaining much ground with the cold nights. So pretty excited to get going. Anxious.
These the golf teams that are volunteering? What it is?
Yes, they are.
So, in or
I haven't heard from Bishop Bryan yet. Yeah, I'm sure they will. Yeah.
well, one player on the they're doing it, so we'll mention that to him. And if you could schedule it at a time during class, he would 100% be there. So.
Well, we've talked about it for years, and never really got it done. So this is going to be the first year we actually get him out there. So excited about that.
Questions, Steve? All right, thanks, Steve. Cammy?
I have nothing to add to my written report. We're getting close. Maybe probably the next couple weeks I'm anticipating, but I'll answer any questions if there's any.
Dreamers.
They're like kind of like a firecracker almost.
Shoot 'em off.
When they scream. Yep. We, no, so we kind of been popping them at the geese a little bit. Yep.
You're gonna go check and see if they're illegal now.
No, they're not. They're not.
I know. Questions for Cammy? All right, thanks, Cammy. Zoo, Logan.
AZA's 62 days away. Our official inspection date is May 19th through the 23rd. And just a big thank you to all the Minot Park District entities who have been helping us so far, especially maintenance. They've been really knocking away at a lot of the on-ground stuff that we needed to kind of address before we can get some animals in some areas. And then just to update, we did offer the general curator position to one of our longtime zookeepers, Chelsea Mahalik, and she did accept. We have a veterinarian coming down the first week of April for a secondary interview and on-site. And then we offered the zookeeper positions to a couple young ladies, and we're just waiting for them to get back to us.
Excellent. Questions? Good deal. All right. Thanks, Logan. I know you'll be busy here in these, how many days? 63, what did you say? 62?
He probably has the minutes too. He's just not going to report those.
All right. Fair enough. Bob, Mesa.
Nothing to add, just 2 items. It's Ice Show Week, so I want to give a shout out to our Magic City Figure Skating Club partner. Busy as we speak, getting ready for their shows. So just want to again remind everyone Friday night and Saturday night 7 o'clock and Sunday at 2. So if you're in town, please get out and support that group. I think I recognize all the songs this time, so I'm really excited about the show. I might be tapping my foot along right with the music, but so yeah, looking forward to that. So everything's going well over at the rink with that as far as setup and pre-show. And then I just want to do a thank you. Sometimes us department heads get all the credit, but we just had 3 big, huge tournaments back to back at the Mesa, starting with WDA, followed by the Junior Gold 19U State Tournament, followed by the PWAA, PWA, and Squirt B tournament. So you're looking at 23 people, including Jared, 24 around hospitality, plus 2 of those weekends we had Toro games following those tournaments. So we had 23 people covering 19-hour days, 3 straight weekends. And sometimes I get a lot of thanks, but I would publicly thank my staff because we had a lot of long hours, but we, I think, did a great job again. Comments. Or was talking to a lot of people as user chief and relayed a lot of positive comments about our hospitality and just the staff in general. So I just want to give my staff a shout out for the long hours. As the end of the season, we'll get the ice show, and then we'll get a couple to kind of catch our breath and get ready for the falls. With that, any other questions? And then the Eck Rink will come out on April 9th, and then we'll just be down to 2 rinks for the summer. That's all I have.
Bob, any questions for Bob? Appreciate it. Eric is not here. Let's go to horticulture with Shannon.
Okay, this is the first week of plant shipments for the season, so they'll be coming in hopefully tomorrow.
we'll get started in the greenhouse. The grandstand netting is coming down off of Corbett. The old one is going away, and we're putting a new one up. Thanks to maintenance for that. Their crew has been over there this week. We'll be working on the sound system as well. And baseball is due to start on the field next Friday, the 27th. We've got Minot North opening up the season for us, so it's a busy time of year.
You say you're replacing the netting on the grandstand?
We are. Yep.
It's only a couple years old, right? Is it?
All of that. 4 or 5,
that
possibly.
Mm. Yeah. Time flies.
It used to be fence, right? Cool. Any questions for Shannon? Thanks, Shannon. Troy, forestry?
The only thing I have to add is I'd like to welcome Jacob Hansen to our forestry team. He's our full-time, took a full-time position with us just this week. So welcome him on board.
Anything for Troy? Thanks, Troy.
I'd just like to add, like Bob said, a thank you to staff here at the auditorium. Since February 11th, we've had 2 district play-in nights, 2 district tournaments, a region tournament, and 2 state play-in A and B, boys and girls. So I'd really like to thank Kathy with concessions and her staff. A lot of turnover, restocking every night. And then Mark and the crew here, Marshall, for really putting in long hours and getting things done. We also, within that time of February 11th, we had 1,100 kids come through on a Friday, Saturday for wrestling. So I'd like to thank Minot High Track. They didn't volunteer, but they took the floor out and put the floor in for us, and now they're taking the floor out again Friday before Ann's extravaganza volleyball tournament. And then we did get the turf down in the armory for youth baseball. We did not get the screens up yet at South Hill, but we plan on getting them up Thursday.
Tom? Busy, and probably the time of the year, probably.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, Ann is out tonight, so Mark.
On this Saturday night social, kind of for our football tournament. One day event. Right out area pickleball association going to be running that, but we're all prepared, working together, so that's a great event. And then the next thing that's going to be happening for us, which is exciting, is the high school teams are going to be starting their practices. So we have March 31st, their kickoff of all the practices, and we're going to have the Minot round robin, which is all the teams on the west will be in Minot. They'll be playing at Hammond, but most likely they're going to be with us at Cameron indoors, most of them. And we also have a scrimmage schedule. So we've got the tennis, pickleball all happening in March. It's a pretty good time for us also.
You know how many people are like, excuse me, how many people for like this pickleball tournament? What's an average for that? Is it a bunch?
The winter one, I think we have
Cool.
what happens, a lot of people end up just like our pickleball league, and we sign. Really nice.
Sounds like how I operate too. So right at the last second. So yeah.
I think you have some people want to sign up real early.
Any questions for Mark? All right. Thanks, everybody.
Real good vibe. Monday night. So.
Super. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it. We'll go to new business, and first on the agenda is the All Seasons Arena contract.
All right, Park Board President Commissioners, we discussed this a little bit last at the February meeting. Would like to, our current 3-year contract has expired. We are going to propose going with 5-year agreement with the All Seasons Arena. Again, they have laid out the pricing for each year over 5 years, so this would take us into the 2029-2030 season under contract. I think that'll just clear up any thoughts about whether we're going to use that ice or not, because every year it comes up, are we going to use it? And we need the ice, and we'll continue to use it, say, as long as they want to keep putting it in for us. So I would recommend that we sign the 5-year agreement with the All Seasons Arena.
Wishes of those of us here.
The fact that we have an agreement with them for 5 years. Go ahead, Justin.
Go ahead, Justin.
Go ahead, Mike. I was going to make a motion to approve as presented by Jared.
Well, let's do that. There is a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we got a second. Go ahead, Mike.
Since we have a 5-year deal, is there any stipulation in that agreement if ice were to go out, something were to break out there, that they have to replace it, or there's nothing on there?
Commissioner Schmidt, no, there's nothing in their part of the contract for that.
And they would not agree to put that in. Go ahead, Justin.
So with that contract, and we handle the scheduling of that, and collecting all the fees. Is that correct?
Yeah, Commissioner Hammer, that is correct. Nothing changes on our end. The only thing moving into next year, we will be utilizing their skate rental room, so we can offer public ice mainly on Saturdays, because the Mesa is overflowing with activity, and we don't have enough time for public there. So other than that, that's the only change right now to what will be happening.
When we have public ice, free skate stuff, and at Mesa we have skate rental, right? So we take those skates over to All Seasons, or will we get more skates? Or
Park Board President Commissioners, we will be meeting on that here the first part of April to try to finalize a kind of a needs basis like what we did for our outdoor ice rinks a few years ago. So there will be a cost, but I've had one user group already commit to donating money for skate rental, for our skate rental fund. So we'll be working through that. So I'll probably have a better update at the April board meeting for you.
This is a terrible question. Can you rent skates at some of our outdoor rinks?
Park Board President Commissioners, yeah, we started that about 2 years ago. I mean, we don't obviously have the stock we do at the Mesa, but again, there was starting to be a need because there was a lot of people coming and there was no skates. So it's been a good program for us.
Cool. Right. Any further questions?
Jared, I have one question.
Yes, sir.
Terry, can you hear me? Oh, so are we going to have less public skating at Mesa and more at All Seasons, or is it going to remain the same at Mesa? We're just going to add more at All Seasons Arena. And if so, how many hours a week do we anticipate having hours at the All Seasons Arena?
Park Board President Commissioners, I mean, right now we are looking to make sure we have a consistent public skating schedule for Saturdays, which we have not been able to have at the Mesa due to the game schedules for all the user groups. I briefly met with Brian Bauman, program director for the Minot Hockey Boosters. We kind of worked out a couple different scenarios for public skating or public hockey out there on Saturdays. Again, I have not met with Bob yet, so after I meet with him, we'll kind of try to have a more set schedule for Saturdays. In one of the future meetings, we'll be able to let you know.
Thank you.
Right. I think we're good to go. Why don't you call the roll?
Hammer,
Yes.
Kirkhammer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Olson.
Yes. Thanks, Jared. Are you you number 2 as well? Discovery Center update.
I believe I am.
Congratulations.
All right. Okay, Park Board President Commissioners, for the Magic City Discovery Center during the week of February 17th, they encountered an overnight water line break that damaged the basement and the main level of the building. Again, with us owning the building, we are asking the Minot Park Board to declare this an emergency to get the cleanup completed and repairs done as soon as possible. By declaring this an emergency, it would allow Magic City Discovery Center to select one of the 2 contractors that have currently submitted quotes for the rebuild of the 2 floors of Magic City Discovery Center. I don't know if we need to do this in 2 pieces, declare it an emergency, and then the approval. I'll ask for approval to declare this an emergency.
Okay. What are the wishes of?
I would make the motion to declare emergency.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Any discussion? Basically, by us doing that, it just gives them the green light to do the work they've got.
Sure. Park Board President Commissioners, yes, it gives them the green light to forego the bidding process under our ordinances.
Mhm. And they do all of that. Like we don't have to do anything else with the cost associated with that, or
Park Board President Commissioners, yes, they have already started the cleanup process. That started immediately, and they've had engineers in and 2 companies who provided quotes. So I'll ask for that approval.
Okay.
Gotcha. This part is
Commissioner Hammer, are you good? Do you have any questions on this part?
No, I don't. Thanks.
All right. Yeah, call the roll. Why not?
Hammer,
Yes.
Kirkhammer,
yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
okay. Park Board President Commissioners, the Magic City Discovery Center Executive Director and their construction committee have received 2 quotes for the rebuild or restoration of the facility. ServPro submitted a quote for $71,833.66, and Rolac Contracting put in a quote for $83,700. By the recommendation of Discovery Center Executive Director and Construction Committee, we would recommend going with ServPro at $71,833.66. And one note, ServPro did all the cleanup to date so far.
All right, we have a recommendation.
I would move to approve the bid from ServPro as stated.
A motion
I'll second that.
and a second. So this bill, like, it's all running through the Discovery Center, right? So like they have insurance and everything. Yes, or is that trying to be figured out? Or
No, Park Board President Commissioners, since we own the building,
gotcha.
we pay for the building insurance. The Magic City Discovery Center reimburses us for those insurance costs. They hold business personal property insurance for all the exhibits and
Contents.
Other things in the building. So again, technically, all this runs through us at a 0 cost.
Okay.
We will pay the deductible for the building insurance and then be reimbursed for the deductible by the Magic City Discovery Center.
The moral of the story is the taxpayers aren't paying for it.
You are correct.
Okay. Any questions on the motion to accept the bid from ServPro? All right. If not, Callan, you can call the roll.
Hammer,
Yes.
Kirkhammer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Olson.
Yes. All right. Thanks. Are you number 3?
I don't know what. Oh,
Arts in the Park.
nope, that's not me.
Business number 3, Arts in the Park funding request.
So this is the request that you guys have probably had in front of you before. This is the request that we work with the Minot Area Council of the Arts on to put on the arts in the parks. And Anne and Nikki from our office has been working with them closely in planning the summer events. I think that those meetings are going really, really well. I think they're working on a really good variety of people coming in. So this would just be the standard request. They did ask if they needed to come in, knowing we've been through this process before. I told them that they did not have to. So they will plan on coming in at the end of the year and just giving a report of how the summer went.
Letter packet.
I'd make a motion to, Minot Area Council of Arts.
Second.
Motion. Any discussion? Discussion? Money. Oh, sorry.
Okay,
Go ahead.
question, Ellie. This is something we budget for every year, correct? Is this request amount the same as what's in the budget?
Correct. Yep, it's the same amount that we've done in the past.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Can call the roll.
Hammer,
Yes.
Kirkhammer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Olson.
Yes. All right, that brings us to old business and an MI7 update that I think.
Yeah, if you, Jared has a few things that he can come up with too. If you want to give yours first, Jared, and then I can talk about the perimeter fencing.
Yeah, Park Board President, Commissioners, obviously the MI7 project have been going on all over the winter. Getting ready to start ramping up as the weather gets better for construction season. Myself and Dr. Logan, we've been meeting with the contractors involved in the zoo. Again, obviously with our AZA accreditation, a fair bit earlier than what we were anticipating. There's a big push with those contractors to get things done. We've been meeting every week, so we'll hopefully get those things done. Again, and then just working with with Ackerman, with their representative and the other contractors. We're meeting every other week now with them. And again, trying to get a push on for construction fencing and other things, so we can look at the construction limits and where they lay.
Yep. And thank you, Jared. Ryan would have been here tonight. He had another engagement down in Bismarck he needed to be at, but we did have a good conversation with him. We are requesting that they get that, as Jared talked about as well, that perimeter fencing for the construction in as soon as possible, just so we can see exactly where that's going to be in relation to the pickleball courts and the pool. We are under the understanding that we are going to have disruptions over there, but here in the next couple weeks, I really want us to take a good hard look of how we see day-to-day operations going over there. Because I think we realistically need to see if it is feasible to continue to have all those operations running as normal. So we'll be working closely with them in the next couple weeks and report back to you guys in April. And if not sooner, if we need to have a special meeting, we'll certainly call that. But just know that we're taking a really deep look into that, because safety, I think, as everybody in this room, is going to be our number one priority for not only our customers, our visitors, and our staff and park goers. So just know that is on the forefront of our minds right now.
Any questions, Jared or Ellie? Sounds good, and I guess wait and see what it looks like when the fence goes up. Probably that'll be the first indication. So
Yep.
It is a mess over there right now. There's no doubt about that. Happens. All right, we'll go to other business. Is there any other business? All right, seeing none, we will go to the alcohol permits. Looks like we have two. All at once.
I move to approve the alcohol permits.
I'll second.
All All right, we've got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Okay.
Sign.
Aye.
All right. Ellie, director's report.
All right, just a few things to add here. We are working with NDRPA and watching the legislative session. Following a few bills. Some of those are House Bill 1259, which is the daylight savings bill. They haven't had a hearing this week. We anticipate that will be in the next 2 weeks. Whether that will have heavy effects in our operations, it certainly could have effects on our golf course and our fields and zoo operating hours. So we're keeping close eye on that. There are a lot that have, officially come opposed to that. We're just keeping a close eye on it. House Bill 1572 and the Park District Bonding Authority, that started out with a 1 million bonding. Now it's up to 15. So for us as the Minot Park District, it has, limited effects on us, but we are watching it as well. And then of course the House Bill 1176, which is the property tax bill, and just keeping a close eye on that to see how it would affect us, especially with, budgeting season never really ends, but we really start taking a hard look at it once Callan's done with 2024 here. 2026 is right around the corner for us. So that's all I have with that. Ballot measure presentations. We have over, I believe right now, I might have lost track, but 50 scheduled. My goal towards the end of this is a 70 plus. And just really getting the facts out there about what we're asking the community with that vote. And, we're trying to get to as many people as possible, making sure they know when the vote date is and asking the question. And as the Minot Park District, as we've talked about, all we can do is put out the facts out there, and then our community tells us what direction we're moving with on June 3rd. So that's where we are with that. And then Callan did confirm today that early voting will be May 28th through May 30th. And June 2nd from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then I believe he's working to confirm with Tom. I don't know if Callan, I don't want to put you on this. Okay. All right. We are going to be here for June 3rd. So the actual day of the election will be in the auditorium for the June 3rd vote. So that's what I have in regards to that. We talked about MI6 and MI7. And obviously Bob and Tom already talked about all the tournaments, but just a huge thank you to both of those facilities and all the staff after some long hours and long days. But it's pretty great to walk into the Mesa. I don't remember seeing it as full as it was on the championship game as WDA. And it may have, I'm sure it has been for a Toros game. But it was pretty great to see that place rocking and rolling. Really, really cool. And then the next 2 weekends as well. And yeah, I don't know if the popcorn maker has stopped at the auditorium since the beginning of February. So it's cool to drive from the Mesa parking lot and go 5 minutes down the road and see both the parking lots overflowing. So thank you to all the staff, concessions, maintenance, everybody for all the long hours they've been putting in. So, and as we're pushing Cammie and pushing Shannon with the planting and trees and everything else, like it's just around the corner and AZA. So thank you to guys for all you do and all of our staff does. One thing we did talk about this morning at our department head meeting, we are implementing a game changer award for our staff. So we talked about that a little bit, and that will be nominations from full-time employees to other full-time employees for the employees that they see going above and beyond. So we'll be naming that monthly. So April, we will bring that. Will actually be May because we're going to announce it that 4th week in April. But our first Game Changer Award will be awarded in April. And we'll bring that to present to you guys as well at our May board meeting. So not a lack of things to be going on at the Park District, that's for sure. So that's all I have in my report. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's all good to go. Nope, we are ready to go. Yep.
Heard from the bill that would block back change or thing. That could have effect on Magic City Youth Baseball or softball. Or right now they can play pretty late into without lights. And that could change it. Is that something where if that were to become the law of the state, or we have to start thinking about that lights where we don't have them become more.
Yep, and that's exactly what we're talking about with the fields that don't have lighting. It will certainly affect them, especially with how late they can play right now. So I know state associations, as far as like some of the golf, and have actively come out against it. But you know, you can write testimony or testify down there of how it could hurt our operations for sure.
I suppose it could mean less rounds of golf.
Absolutely.
My dad will love it. 4:45 a.m. and 5:45. Crazy side there. But yeah, that's interesting. Cool. Okay. Any other questions for Ellie? All right, if not, let's go to the commissioners' reports. First, if you have.
I have nothing to report.
Same, I have nothing.
Hammer? Still with us?
Oh yeah, all kinds of stuff to talk about. First of all, I apologize for not being there in person. I appreciate the ability to be able to jump on remotely. So, but I would echo some of Ellie's comments about the events going on. Excuse me, in the city. I sit on the Economic Development Review Committee that's going through. We're reviewing all the economic development efforts of the city, and the chamber's been heavily involved. But it's pretty easy to promote the auditorium and Mace Arena and our pickleball courts and all those things when we have events like we have over the last few weeks. It's nice to see. I think it helps us see the big picture with this potential sales tax ordinance change. So echo, I guess, kudos to everybody that's been involved there. I know you guys work a lot of long hours, and working on Saturday nights isn't the most fun thing to do, right? But and then I like to just congratulate all the new hires and all the give a pat on the back for all the department heads for getting all the hiring done and getting people in place to have the right people to do the best job we can. So that's all.
All right. Thanks, Commissioner Hammer. I guess maybe my only comment is I know that you guys are going to be advocating for it and doing the work here the next few weeks is, seeing what's going to happen with Roosevelt Park, with the pool and the pickleball. And we obviously know how popular those items are. And, we want to make sure everyone can use them safely and work at them safely and this and that. So I know that you're going to have good discussions on that. And I hope we can find the solution to make sure that the people can use their facilities. We have to obviously do what's right, obviously. But thanks for having all those discussions, and we'll see where that goes. So with that, I think I would look for a motion to adjourn the regular park board meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We will roll into the foundation meeting. Are any personal appearances for the foundation meeting? Personal appearances. All right, meeting minutes. We're looking for approval from the 18th of February.
I'll move to approve the minutes.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, the bills for $113,689.40. Like one to Ackerman and one to Rolack.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills in the set amount.
Second.
I'll second it. Whoever, doesn't matter.
Knock yourself out, Callan. Any discussion? Any questions? Discussion? All right, Callan, call the roll.
Hammer.
Yes.
Kirkhammer.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Olson.
Yes. Let's go to the statement. Callan, anything to talk about?
No, I don't have anything to add.
Questions of Callan? All right, if not, there's no new business. We want to have other business? I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Motion and a second. You're too late. You're too late. Any discussion? All right, all in favor say aye. Pose same sign. All right. Thanks, everybody.